Hi everyone, it's been a long time since I've seen you, but I logged into this account today and there were questions for me that I have been very tardy in answering, and I get questions to my website and still to my Formspring and to my Facebook, and I don't really address them anymore, so I thought it was time for another update. And I'm going to let you know what I know about the Sarah Williamson internet. As my dog knocks the computer onto the ground. I'm going to let you know what I know about Sarah Williamson's status, and that is nothing. I have heard hide nor hair of her since she left my house in February. Well, there was one phone call, but that was it. I know some of you are keeping the fight alive, and I appreciate that. I've had to step back from it for quite some time, a few months, and I know that immediately after it happened, some of the other victims had to step back, but my emotional response to it was to immediately start fighting, and that's how I dealt with it. About 2 months ago, I was recording some karaoke for you to buy on my website, which is a whole other thing, and I was recording this song called Nothing, which was actually about Sarah, and it all hit me really hard, and I had my first massive breakdown about it September, 7 months after it happened. It finally cracked me. And so I had to step away from answering your questions about it for a while. And I haven't updated the note in a while, even though I've received some information about it. So here's what's happened. Someone found a profile on a website, I think it's called the Experience Project, and sent it to me via my Formspring. And it was a profile. Apparently there's a group called Psychopaths, or We Are Psychopaths, and which is scary enough, but what's even scarier is that there is a profile for someone named Saintscoleman. Now, this could be anybody. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I mean, it was scary, but it could be anybody. It didn't really look like her typing, but who knows, she could change it up just to fool us. So since that was put on my visual radar, I've occasionally checked back on it and saw today that I don't know when it was written, but there was another post by this same person, and it's getting scarier. The first one was about how this person was about how Saintscoleman was involved with somebody and it was exciting, and they humiliated them and now they wanted revenge or something. This one is about how they're now in the United States and they're going to get their revenge. And I received several Facebook notifications saying that you have been looking at her Facebook and that she said she was coming to the United States. Some of you think that she has another victim. Some of you think that she is involved with someone who used to be a friend of mine. I don't know how true any of this is. It could be her lying. Since then, I guess her Facebooks have totally disappeared, unless she has one that you guys don't know about. It's kind of concerning to me that she's completely disappeared, because I feel like something big is coming. Sarah is not in my life anymore, obviously. I haven't talked to her since the morning we said goodbye forever. I don't check on things anymore. I don't keep abreast of what is going on with her because I really just want to be done with it. But I know that that's not the responsible thing to do. Even though it hurts me to be involved with it, I need to continue being involved in it, like you have been continuing to be involved in it. And I guess I want to apologize in a way for not being here for you guys when I said I would be, and updating and keeping you abreast. I love saying abreast. I don't know. I heard Janet Jackson use that a long time ago when she was talking about on this MTV thing about she was like talking on her like Garth Brooks microphone. She was like, they've been keeping me abreast of rehearsals, and I was like, abreast, what a great word. So I've used it ever since then. I should be keeping you abreast of what she has been doing, but I really don't know. You would know more than I would at this point. Apparently someone had a strange run-in with her recently, which I heard all about. And she thinks that people are up to stuff, and she put something very, I guess, scary on her Facebook, which was, nice try, you don't know me, have fun reading my fake profile, or something. I didn't see it. I was informed of it by one of her many, many victims. And the fact that she possibly has a new victim is very sad to me, because there's all of this information about her that people are just choosing to ignore. And I don't know how you can ignore it coming from somebody who lived through it. I don't know. It's choosing to be ignorant, which is something that I cannot fathom. I can't imagine hearing somebody say something about somebody and not giving it some sort of credit. You know, someone who is sane and researched and adult and responsible. And I realize that not all of you know me, but I assure you I am all of those things. Being involved with Sarah is something that is totally out of the norm for me, and is something that I look back on only with regret. I think I've said it before, I don't feel that I learned anything from that situation. And I'm somebody who likes to take things from every bad situation that happens. I don't feel that I learned anything. I know to be trusting. I know not to trust strangers. I know to research what people tell me. I know not to turn my back on friends. I know everything. I guess what it did do for me is open my eyes to the problem of psychopaths. They say that 1 in every 30 people you meet is a psychopath. And that statistic goes up to 1 in every 20 to 15 people on the internet. If you have 10 men, 3 of those men will be psychopaths. If you have 10 women, 1 of those will be a psychopath. And who knows if those are even right? I mean, those are only documented cases, and they could be way off. It could be 5 in 10. I've learned to spot them quickly and to get them out of my life. I just stop. And other people don't really understand that. But going through what I have been through, some people just don't deserve second chances. And Sarah and people like her are those people. My writing partner Samantha Maroney and I are writing a show called Killing Me based on what happened. It's not the exact story of what happened, but it was kind of the catalyst for this new movie that we're doing. And there's a line in it that I wrote the other night, and it's at the end when she's talking to her therapist and she's getting ready to go meet this man who is a psychopath and who has done nothing but hurt her. And the therapist says to her, he's not going to change. You have to change. You can save yourself. Just don't go. And that's kind of how I feel about this whole situation. I could have stopped it from the first night. And people around me said, this is weird, there's something off. And I know the people that are involved with her now are thinking that. Something's weird, something's off. And they're choosing not to listen to that little voice inside them that says, stop. Just stop. What I hear about this person has got to be right. Because there's so many people that have been affected by it that are still in contact with her. It's kind of mind-boggling. I would urge you to educate yourself on this subject and on the subject of psychopaths, sociopaths, Stockholm Syndrome, in general. I would also advise you not to watch Law and Order SVU because it will make you afraid to leave your house. I don't know what's going on with her, and right now I don't want to. I'm mentally prepared and emotionally prepared for any situation that may happen. My thing now is, rather than spreading the word about her, my thing has become, we can't just drop it. She deserves to be held responsible for what she's done, as do all people who do things wrong. I've been held responsible for the things I've done wrong in my life. We all deserve that, and she deserves it because she is a horrible, horrible person. If any of you watch Dexter, it's a great study of psychopaths. He says this thing about Rita is that she made me human. And even though I don't know what Sarah wanted with me, I'm guessing that's pretty much it. That's it. Her connection with me probably made her feel more human, because she told me on more than one occasion, I don't feel anything. And I took it to mean like everything is so emotional, and she said her parents were splitting up and we were a wreck, and everything around her was kind of falling apart and dramatic. I took it to mean it's too much and she had to shut off, which we all do sometimes. But now I know it was just her really confessing she doesn't feel anything. And that's a scary place to be in, because when you don't feel anything, you are accountable to no one. So I'm going to post some links for you to read up on down below, and just take a look and be in touch. Okay? Bye.